Okay, so my great shame here. My beloved Dawi. I had a pretty badass army, and I just kind of did a randomized one for green skins, but I did Grimgor versus Thorgrim Grudgebearer, Subterranean Halls of Karak Azul. So this is going to be one of the southern maps. I thought I mean, full disclosure here, I lose, but not as bad as it could have been, I suppose. So I have 4 Slayers in the back here for the Giants, organ guns on either flank. I put some Rangers with great weapons scattered around. There's some Iron Drakes for large units with their torpedoes, which look pretty badass. They're so cool. And the Rangers with great weapons, which are good for taking down larger units as well. I also have Skolder Guard, Iron Drakes, so some little flamethrower action, which I didn't really get to see them do a whole lot, but another organ gun, which is going to be good when they... Oh, that's probably why. Look at that. I should have put them like right there. Well, right here. Anyway, yeah, so that was my bad. That was my little screw up there. I had some hammerers, peak gate hammers, which pretty good leadership. Longbeards with great weapons, iron breakers, tons of iron breakers, which are by far my favorite unit. And then I also put the Grumbling Guard right behind them to help with their vigor. Warriors of Dragonfire Pass with their flaming swords, or excuse me, axes. And then I brought some cannons, Goblobber, some Thunderers, like a crap ton of those. Master Engineer for the cannons. And where's my... Oh, I brought a Rune Lord, or Runesmith rather. He's going to be helping with buffing people. And then Thorgrim's on his Dawi pulled chariot. So you can see they're getting that Grumbling Guard inspiration buff, which is a plus 18, I believe, to vigor, which they'll be fighting. They can fight and fight and fight. As long as the Grumbling Guard are there, it usually helps to keep these main lines kind of intact. And I did kind of a defensive line because it's Dawi. I didn't really pay too much attention to the terrain, and that might have been my issue my first play around. Especially the fact that my organ guns and my cannon don't really have a great... Well, this is okay. Like the runes on the back of the cannon here. It's kind of cool. Speed it up. So I gave... Oh, I should probably go through them too. So for the green skins, I gave them a mixture of goblin and orc units, so a lot of black orcs. These guys are the heaviest hitters, they have. That guy looks pretty cool. I like how they're more or less different. I mean, these guys are heavy hitters, so they should do pretty well. I think they have like 6 Arachnarok spiders, so that's where my Slayers will come in. They have a few giants. Crimson Killers, which are great. I think they have dual wielding. Come on, stupid camera. Yeah, they dual wield those gigantic axes. Pretty cool. They have Orc Boar Boy Biggins as well. A bunch of Night Gobbos, and I also added a bunch of Savage Orcs and Biggins too. So they got Biggins, regular Savage Orcs, some Squig Hoppers just for fun, a Night Goblin Shaman. So they won't have the Foot of Gork, but they'll have other spells they could use. And then Grimgor's around here somewhere. There he is. The thing I like about Grimgor is he's always in the front. He's just like, he's always raring to go, and he's going to be a tank. He's a beast. And in battle. So we'll watch out for him. So it's pretty good little matchup. And you'll see they're more than enough for some reason for this Dowie army, which, you know, you'd think. I mean, they have a really good front line. They got artillery, armor piercing, anti-large. It's probably just because I suck at this. They probably a better player maybe would have done a little better, but I really didn't do anything. Let's just watch it. Some really good cannon shots on this one. Let's see if we can. And they're getting buffed by that engineer, so their aim is really, really good. Boom. It's already at half health. I think we rout this one. There's still 6 more of them or something, so it's not like... They cast, what is that? Night Shroud on this side, which is kind of useless because there's no archers or anything over there, so it would have done better if they would have cast it on the cannon, but whatever. Oh, it's like later, I'm out of here. Have fun. So I sent my, we have the Sky Hammer, which is the gyro bomber, to kind of drop some pain on these guys. He racks up some pretty good kills, so. And then I think I send him after the their artillery here in the back somewhere. I don't know how good of a job he does, but I give him a couple goblobbers, rock throwers. Ooh. My iron breakers, this is smart that it does actually, which is funny because you'll see my iron breakers don't really get a good solid satchel charge off on the other units, but they get it off on this one. So I buff, looks like a couple buffs, debuffs and a buff going on here. So they have the Night Shroud, and then my Runesmith buffed them with Rune of Oath and Steel and Rune of Negation, so that should help for that charge. Oh, I guess they did. Huh. Didn't look like it from there. Let's watch the... Getting some satchel charges off. There's some fanatics getting released into their line, which, you know, not... Oh! Too soon. They let him out too soon. It's awfully dark in here. I didn't realize how dark it was. Oh, so they're getting some good shots on that giant. So they kind of get into my line here a little bit. Grimgor gets in here and starts taking out some of the back line. So I think I sent somebody in to fight him. Thorgrim maybe? Let's see. Let's see, they start coming back into my back line, and I think I missed that, so. So it looks like my Sky Hammer didn't even do any damage to these guys, so that's fun. Grimgor Still wreaking havoc here, so look, they almost broken all of my iron breakers over here. So overall, I mean, looks, you can see like I'm buffing dudes, they're debuffing dudes, so we're just, it's like a constant battle. But I'm pretty sure the King of the Mountain doesn't make it through this conflict. Might have already died, actually. I don't see him anywhere. I started to focus fire on Grimgor with my Thunderers. Get him out of there. Yeah, kill him. I mean, look at these guys. I mean, they're just completely surrounded. Cycle charges. Those fanatics, they're letting loose those night elf fanatics. My runesmith's going to town on this guy. Yeah, it's pretty ugly, so... What's funny is that the balance of powers, well, yeah, now it's moving. I was going to say, it didn't really move, even though I barely have anybody left.
Ready to strike! Kill them! Withdraw!
Yeah, so there's that.
Withdraw!
So, I mean, it's a valiant defeat. Yeah, took a bunch of dudes out. Let's see. Yeah, no, not too great. Yeah, my Norganling's Ironbreaker's 91. 60 for the Skyhammer, which is pretty good. But look, I mean, they're Hammer of Gork, and it's ridiculous. I mean, these two, like, because they're just hammering away for fun. 73 for their giant, 108 for the other giant. So they just murdered us. So that was good. That was a good fight. Let's do another one.